7 things you should never do to become a true Stoic. There's a lot of advice out there to make your life better. What makes Stoic advice special is that it can help anyone, no matter what situation they're in. Whether you're going through tough times or doing well, you can learn something valuable from Stoic philosophy. Some therapists even use ideas from the great Stoics. Even though there are many things you can do to make a positive change, sometimes the best way to improve is by avoiding certain things. Here are 7 things that the great Stoics recommended staying away from. Number 1. Never engage in self-deprecation. When you find out someone is saying mean things about you, it's tempting to jump in and defend yourself. But there's a clever way to handle it without getting tangled in a fight. Think of it this way. Imagine someone's talking behind your back, and instead of getting upset, you just nod and say, "Yeah," and they missed half the story. There's even more they could have added. It's like having a superpower to counter negativity. This approach suggested by Epictetus is brilliant. It's not about stooping to their level or getting into a heated argument. It's a skill, one that's totally learnable with practice. How does it work? Well, instead of feeling hurt or angry, you turn the tables. You show that you can laugh at yourself, that their words can't shake your confidence. Every insult they throw becomes a chance for you to showcase your strength. And here's the beauty of it. This technique stops the cycle. By agreeing with their criticism and adding more to it, you take away their ammunition. There's no room for more attacks because you've already acknowledged and extended their point. It's like a shield against further negativity. This approach isn't about being weak or submissive. It's about being so secure in yourself that you don't need to fight back. It's a way to disarm negativity and show that you're unfazed. People will see your resilience and start to wonder if their words even hit the mark. In fact, psychologists often talk about the power of self-deprecation in building resilience. When you can take a hit and turn it into a joke, you're showing how unbreakable you are, and that kind of strength is hard to argue against. So next time someone tries to bring you down with words, remember this approach. It's not just a way to defend yourself, it's a way to shine brighter despite the negativity. Number 2. Don't boast about self-improvement. In the quest to become a true Stoic, one should never boast about self-improvement. The essence lies in humility and action, rather than in proclaiming one's growth. Ancient Stoic philosophers believed that actions spoke louder than words when it came to personal development. As Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This idea emphasizes that true improvement is showcased through actions, not through declarations or self-promotion. Humility is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Instead of bragging about progress or flaunting achievements, Stoics valued modesty and a quiet commitment to betterment. Seneca, another influential Stoic, stressed the importance of inner transformation and character building over external displays. He remarked, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." The Stoic path encourages individuals to focus on continuous self-improvement, without seeking validation or recognition from others. Boasting about personal progress can hinder this growth by shifting the focus from genuine development to seeking external approval. Instead, Stoicism urges individuals to let their actions speak for themselves, demonstrating their commitment to virtue, resilience, and inner strength through deeds rather than words. By embodying the principles of Stoicism, one can truly live by philosophy rather than merely talking about it. Before anything else, remember to subscribe to Stoic Legion and tap the notification bell. This way, you won't miss out on our latest Stoic lessons. Number 3. Moderation is key. The idea of moderation is about finding balance in life by avoiding extremes and practicing self-control. It means not going too far in one direction or the other. This concept applies to many parts of our lives, like how we handle wealth, pleasure, and even our emotions. For example, instead of always wanting more money, it's good to appreciate what we have. We should enjoy simple things rather than always seeking pleasure that can become addictive and harmful. Even our emotions can become too intense, so it's important not to let them control our actions. To bring moderation into our daily lives, we can start by being mindful. This means paying attention to what we think, say, and do. Tracking our actions can help us see where we might be doing too much of something. It's also helpful to pause before acting on a desire and ask if it's really good for us. We can identify areas where moderation matters to us, like spending less money or using social media less. Setting boundaries and limits is another way to practice moderation. For instance, using apps that block social media or sticking to a shopping list can prevent impulsive behavior. Creating a clear divide between work and free time helps too. Having someone to support and encourage us in our goals adds positive pressure. Self-discipline and reflection play big roles in moderation too. Resisting the urge for instant gratification is hard but important. Our brains often prefer short-term pleasure, even if it's not the best choice. Reflecting on our progress, both the good and the areas we need to work on, helps us stay on track. It's important not to get discouraged. If progress feels slow, it takes time, but it's worth it in the end. Moderation is a gradual process that involves being mindful, setting limits and reflecting on our actions to live a more balanced and fulfilling life. Number 4. Listen more than you speak. Cato stated wisely, "I begin to speak only when I'm certain what I'll say isn't better left unsaid." Communication is like a dance between speaking and listening. When we talk, we're sharing what we already know, but when we open ourselves to listen, that's when real learning happens. The ancient Stoics were masters of this art. They were enthusiastic learners and they understood the power of attentive listening. They believed that listening was the pathway to true learning. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher, stressed the importance of genuinely hearing others out and trying to understand their thoughts. He emphasized the distinction between merely hearing words and actively listening with the intent to comprehend the deeper meaning behind them. It's not enough to let someone have their say. True listening involves diving beneath the surface, paying attention not just to the words, but also to the tone, gestures, and emotions conveyed. Stoics were deliberate in their listening approach. In conversations, many people eagerly wait for their turn to speak, without considering what's being said. They often blurt out words without thinking, leading to regrets later on. Stoics, on the other hand, were deliberate and contemplative. Before speaking, they paused to reflect, questioning the necessity and respectfulness of their words. If their words didn't pass this test, they remained silent. If they did, they spoke purposefully. An effective technique inspired by Stoic wisdom is the LBS method: listen, breathe, speak. It's a simple yet powerful framework for enhancing listening skills. It prompts individuals to actively listen to the speaker. Take a breath to gather thoughts and then respond. Essentially, it encourages taking a moment of reflection before sharing thoughts. Listening isn't just about being present. It's a skill that wields incredible power. It makes one more thoughtful, builds trust, and sets individuals apart in a world where everyone seems to be vying for attention. The wisdom hidden in life's questions often unravels when we pause to listen. In a society where the noise of opinions dominates, being the one who listens can be a refreshing and impactful difference. It's about being the individual who values understanding over being heard, and in doing so, standing out as a beacon of empathy and wisdom amidst the clamor. Number 5. Be mindful of your present. Ever heard the saying, "Don't let the future steal your present"? It's a strong message. It tells us to pay attention to what's happening right now, which is a big deal. Mindfulness is about being in the moment. It's like a key part of meditation. To be really good at meditation, you need to master this being in the moment thing. So what's the deal with this? Imagine being on vacation or doing something super fun, but you're thinking, "I don't want this to end," or "It's so great now, but soon it'll be Monday, and I'll be back at work." Thinking like this steals your time. Time will pass and good times will end. That's just how it goes. But when you're thinking about the end instead of enjoying the moment, you're missing out. It's like your mind is elsewhere, not soaking up the experience. Here's another thing. Think about something exciting coming up, like a trip, wedding, or a big party. You're super hyped about it. Maybe you spend all your time thinking and planning for it. But doing that means you're kind of wishing away the time until it happens. Time's going to move on anyway. Suddenly you're on the trip, and then it's done. The idea is, don't let your mind wander too far into the future. Enjoy what's happening now because time won't slow down for anyone. Number 6. Practice gratitude. Gratitude holds immense power in shaping a fulfilling life. It's like a super tool that can make our lives richer and more meaningful. When we feel thankful, it's like putting on a pair of glasses that help us see the beauty in our lives. This positive emotion connects us to the here and now, making us aware of the good things around us. Gratitude isn't just reserved for the big moments. It can make even the simplest things in life feel special. It's not just a solo journey either. Gratitude is a bridge that connects us to the people who bring love, support, and understanding into our lives. Let's take a cue from the Stoics, who had this neat trick of focusing on what they already had instead of what they were missing. Practicing gratitude, Stoic style, is like counting your blessings. It's about finding joy in the things we already possess, which in turn colors our perspective on life's twists and turns. Gratitude is like a pair of glasses that lets us see the abundance already present in our lives. It's not just about appreciating the good stuff, it's about acknowledging the tough times too. It's this mindset that allows us to find value and meaning even in challenges, turning them into valuable lessons. Stoicism teaches us that gratitude isn't just a fleeting emotion, it's a way of life. When we adopt an attitude of appreciation, we approach life with optimism. It's like having a positive filter that helps us navigate through difficulties. Our outlook on life shapes our experiences, and gratitude is like a compass guiding us towards a more positive perspective. It's a tool that empowers us to handle tough situations better, reminding us of the good experiences we are fortunate to have. Number 7. Avoid complaining about a happier life. Complaining is like a habit we all have. It's easy, just like breathing. We do it without really thinking, whether it's about the government, annoying relationships, traffic, slow internet, work, fate, or everything else that bothers us. Complaining can feel good sometimes. It helps release frustrations and anger, even if it's just for a short while. But think about it. Does complaining really make things better in the long run? Has it solved your problems or made you happier? Probably not. Complaining feels nice because it means we don't have to take charge of our thoughts and actions. It's like a distraction, but it doesn't really move us forward. That's why the Stoics, like Epictetus, believed we should ditch complaining. Epictetus had this idea that real happiness comes when we stop worrying about things beyond our control. He thought that worrying and complaining about stuff we can't change just makes us feel bad. Like really bad. Instead, he said, let's focus on what we can control. Our actions, habits, how we speak, think, and feel. Marco Aurelio, another Stoic thinker, agreed. He said it's kind of silly to stress about things we can't change. Instead, we should focus on avoiding our own mistakes rather than worrying about what others do. It's like choosing not to get upset about things we can't change, just leaving them be. Listening to the Stoic lessons can make life better, whether you want to be happier or more successful. Those lessons are crucial in Stoicism, but they're just a piece of the whole philosophy. Want more insights like these? Hit that subscribe button for more wisdom on this channel.